Hello. Hi and welcome everyone. Welcome. Wow. Today is going to be some really good information. I really want to share this with you because this works. It really does work. And thank you so much. And thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate it. And I can see here that we've got someone in the chat here. So welcome. So I just want to share with you a few things that I believe that will really be a game changer for 2025. And that is building a care business community using AI and also YouTube as well for growth. Now, imagine that you can grow your business. What I mean by this is that you can build relationships with potential clients or clients that you currently have in your care business. And today's video, I'm going to be breaking this down to you, and I'm going to try and do this step by step as well. So this video is about how to build a community. And it's also about a care business community to increase your clients and build trust. It is a must for 2025, for example. And I really want to say, as a business coach, as a healthcare business coach, I also, being in business for over 35 years, I believe that some of the strategies that I used many years ago also helped to build community, like when I had my small residential care home for residents registered with the Nottingham County Council, for example. And back then it was about community, and I'm talking back in 1994, which it's a long time, I know, but there was community then. We didn't really focus on telephones. We focused on communication, handshakes, talking to one another, sharing things with one another, what worked and what hasn't worked. And I think we need to get back to basics. I know we've got AI, and you can use AI to help you to grow your business. You can also use social media platforms like YouTube to grow your business. There's no reason why we can't build communities in multiple different ways, for example. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how to build a strong, engaged community that will increase your client retention, and also it will attract new clients. If you know of someone that might benefit from this, you may want to share this video, subscribe, like this video, for example. I'm going to continue with this, and I'm going to talk about what you'll learn today as well. So why are communities, why is it so crucial for today to build your care business? Do you know why? Have you noticed that when you apply for a contract, for example, the buyer, which is usually the government, for example, will tell you what is needed in the community, what is lacking in the community, and how best you can provide your service to the community. But why not go a step further and actually go and meet your community? Not sit at your office desk. Go and see your community. Visit all of the community centres. Visit the aged concern, for example, if you're in the UK. Visit the social services in the community. Visit your GP in the community. Visit the day centres in the community. Look at what activities are going on for who you want to serve, the age group. whether it's learning disability, whether it is elderly care, whether it is dementia care, whether it is children's services, for example. Go and see and visit them in the community. So you need to create some steps to create a strong culture, a really strong care business community. And AI tools can actually help you to do that, to strategize, to make community building easier. See, back then, yes, we had to go out and meet people, but also we had a notepad and paper most of the time back then. Now you've got AI tools that can help you do that. AI tools can make calls, they can send emails, they can draft up different things for you, they can do graphics, they can, really go on social media, for example, to promote your services, for example, create a Facebook group, for example, for building community. And like I said, these AI tools are amazing and they will make your life a lot easier. So why does this matter? Why does it matter? It matters because it's crucial for your care business. Look, there's a lot of distrust in this world due to people feeling that they don't know you. You're a stranger to them. So they've got to get to know you first in order to build up that trust. And the best way to do that is by you building a community for clients that you are looking to work with. So, like I said, the AI tools will make it easier. But also word of mouth, referrals are very powerful in healthcare business, for example. So you're in the community, you're visiting these different centers, these different organizations, etc. Guess who's going to come to the forefront when someone needs care? Are they going to go on the website first, or are they going to think, oh, hang on a minute, there was that lady or that gentleman, they've been in the community a lot, I think I'm going to contact them, I've got their card. Rather than them go straight onto a website, they're going to think about the person that they've met face to face, for example. You may have left your presentation pack with them, and they'll be able to put someone in the right direction that needs your services. So by building a strong community, it does reduce marketing costs, and it also boosts your client retention as well. You'll be able to look at private clients as well as social services funded clients as well. So why does communities matter? Client retention. Building those relationships with clients makes them more likely to use you and to stay with you because you built a community. Referrals and growth. A loyal community becomes your biggest marketing asset. Trust and support. A strong community reassures clients, and also they know that they're in good hands. That's why it is good to go out into your community to see who lives in that community. So think about when you are wanting to look at getting some clients, for example, start visiting the day centers. That's what I used to do. I'd visit day centers, I would visit sheltered housing, I would visit the social services, for example, I would visit the community centers, definitely. That was the first place I would go. And I would introduce myself. and I would see how I can help in the community. How would you like me to serve you? What do you think is lacking here? Because I want to meet that need. Because you'll see that there may be some gaps that haven't been picked up by the authorities. So you might see a gap there. Meet with your local authority. Your business becomes a well-known, trusted name in that area. By you joining and being a part of that community that needs your support, that's going to grow your business. There's lots of things you can help them with your community. For example, you could help them perhaps with, you could have a day where you're helping them with some paperwork, help them fill out forms, for example. There's lots of different things, because sometimes people live by themselves and they don't have anyone, and they want to come out to meet people and to interact with people. And you could be the person that they interact with. Companionship, for example. So another way is for you building your care business community. You can identify your ideal community clients, for example. So, who are your target clients? Is it elderly? Is it families? It could be the carers. It could be those that are the caregivers, for example, that are looking after a loved one. Maybe if you look after them, then they will recommend you come to look after their loved one because they know and trust you. Do you get where I'm coming from here? So you put in the chat, yes, for example. So what platforms you can use online? There's plenty of platforms, but the biggest one is by going to see the community, by meeting people in real life, and to talk to them about what their biggest concerns and needs are. That's how you build a community, and that community will get to know you. You'll become one with them, for example, and whenever care is needed, they're going to think of you first, not the person that's online on websites, for example. They're going to come to you first. You see, I think a lot of the problems is that people are going to these networking events, but you know what? You're missing out. You're going in the wrong direction. You should be going to meet your community and build relationships there in your community. You spend that time doing that, you're going to get clients. So you can also, though, create an online space for engagement. Why not create a Facebook group for your community that you want to deliver the service to? If you're in a local area, then you would name it the local area, for example, for care. But it will only be for those that need the care or their carers. When I say their carers, I mean their loved ones. Maybe you set up a group for their loved ones. So, yes, you'll need a website. You can even do blogs. You can share care tips. You can do industry insights. But most of all, go out and meet your community. Share engaging and valuable content for them as well. When you meet your community, you don't just go the once. Get out as much as possible. Visit all of those places. Go out 2-3 times a week and visit all of those centers, for example, so they get to know who you are. That way, again, when someone needs the care, they're going to call you because they know you and they trust you. You're not just someone online. They know you, the person. You can also do training videos, and you can create AI generated post as well as video scripts so that you can talk about your services of what you offer. So this will help you to foster good connection, engagement as well for your community. Host in-person events. Do a live Q&A session with healthcare experts. Those that can give you work as well, like social services, etc. Let them know what you've got going on so they can come to you as well. You could do a webinar on elderly care, dementia support, home care tips, for example. Community outreach programs, like you could do helping them with paperwork, for example, or maybe you could create a carers group where there's a village hall and you ask the village hall, is it okay to use this on a particular day once a month, and do a tea and coffee morning, for example, for those that care for their loved ones. You can also use your AI tools as an automate engagement tool as well. There's AI generated newsletters. You don't have to reinvent the wheel like what we did many years ago. You've got AI to help you with this. Community updates. What's happening in the community? What events is happening in the community? You could do a newsletter and that could go out to your community or into these day centers, these community centers. Print them off and put them in these day centers, community centers. Again, you're building trust. You're doing your marketing in a clever way. Not, call today for a free evaluation or assessment. Try and be subtle. So you can also look at partnering with local businesses where you are. There's doctors, physiotherapists, pharmacists, social services, recovery team, other joint promotions, for example. Engage as well with other companies that's got mutual growth, because they can pass it on to you as well. Clients, possibly. You want to create a sense of belonging, because by recognizing and looking and celebrating the client's milestones, like their birthdays, their anniversaries, you can even feature the client in your newsletter, for example, with their permission, of course. Offer VIP community membership with some exclusive resources, for example. So how do you go about measuring your success and improving community? Track engagement and performance. Use insights from your AI tools. How many people attended your event, face-to-face event that you did for the community? What was the interactions like? Did you get any referrals or possible referrals, for example? Collect feedback and adapt a community awareness. So ask your community what they need and deliver those solutions to them. I think too often care providers just think, I want to do this, but they haven't actually gone out and done the research to see what is needed in that community, for example. So do your research, do your due diligence as well, and look at what content that you're providing and give some popular information, things that people like to hear about. You can scale with AI and automation by using this tool for reminders, automating engagement, and you can also look at how your community interacts with you. So what do you feel about creating a, joining your community, but also you creating a community within that community so that you can deliver your services, your expertise, for example? What is it that you can offer that is not the same as the other businesses around? The other businesses around, they're too busy stuck in their office waiting for the phone to ring and not actually using their time and being productive. And I can tell you right now that you can grow a community within a community. You can become the go-to person for providing care, specialized care. And by you listening and talking to your community, they're going to want to work with you because they know you. Just think about it. Someone needs care and you've been out in the community every week communicating, joining in events, for example, creating events to do with carers, to do with those that need the care, for example. And maybe they want to change providers. They're going to come to you because they've met you. They know who you are. Oh, it's lovely to be here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. We just don't do this enough, do we? We just think we should just sit in our office and think that the phone's going to ring and it's just going to come flooding in. We've registered our services with CQC or whichever governing body that you've registered with, and we're just stuck in an office and we're thinking, why is no one coming? Why is my phone not ringing? This is nice, strawberry and raspberry tea. Now, I want you to think about what things do you need to build a community. You need things like, you've got brochures. You've also got things that you want to do. Say once a month, you could create a special event whereby carers, even healthcare workers, those that are caring for loved ones, for example, and those that need the care can come to your event. Hold an event, go into your village hall or go into your community centre and say, I would like to hold an event once a month. Right, this works, and I'm telling you it does because I did it as well, okay, many years ago. It does work. Say you want to hold an event and you would like teas and coffees and some biscuits, for example. The day centre, community centre does that. They may charge you or they may not because it's for the community. It's for those that use the centre. So you're benefiting them as well. And these days there's not many people in community centres anymore. So try and revive it. Try and revive the community centre and then get people to come. And then you talk to them about how things are going and what they feel is lacking in the community. because there's always going to be something that they feel is lacking in the community or with the care services that they're currently receiving. And you explain to them that you're here to help the community, you want to be a part of this community, that you started this business in care, for example, and you want to be part of this community. And how best can you serve the community? And they'll tell you. They will say, you know what, I'm not happy about this, I'm not happy about this. We seem to be lacking this more. We've got too many of this type of agency. So think about what it is that you can do to offer your services that's going to serve, so that people will engage with you. And they'll look forward to the next event that you hold monthly. I'm not saying to hold it every week, just once a month. Hold an event in a community centre. And you may just have it for 3 hours. It doesn't need to be all day, because that might be too much, because you've got to be strategic. So you'll need to you need to do like a presentation, and then you're going to be, in that presentation, you're going to have a list of questions to ask the community of what they feel is lacking. And then you writing it down on the board that we're lacking this service, we're lacking this service, there's not enough of this type of service, there's too many of this type of service. And that way you're getting to meet the community, and you give out your information and let them know you're going to create a newsletter for the community. I mean, tell me in the chat here, does anyone have a newsletter that is for the community? Because I would love to know how you're getting on with that. And in that newsletter, you would, of course, have your contact details. But I would also invite the social workers, for example, social services, adult teams. I would also invite other organizations to do with the elderly, if it's elderly, for example. So I would invite someone from Age Concern to come. I would invite someone I would invite someone from hospice. I would invite someone from physiotherapy, for example. I would invite everybody that is going to work well together, for example. That's who I would invite. I would invite my GP centre. I would invite in the community, that is. I would invite social services. I would invite my, for example, if there's a age concern group, I would invite the sheltered housing group. I would invite the assisted living group. I would invite all of these different organisations, and also those that use the service, i.e. the client, the service user, and also their carer, who could be their loved one, for example, or a friend. I would invite everybody that is interested in the community and helping it to grow, but also to create this community spirit, because we need to bring that back again. We've lost it. That's why all the stores are closing down. Not all the stores, but majority of the shops are closing down, because there's no one on the street. If you're in the UK, there's MenCap centres, the cafes. Invite them, or even see if you can hold your event for a small group in the MenCap centre. Then you go to another centre and hold one on another day. So rather than just be in the office, go out every single week and meet your community. They need you. They really do. They want to hear from you and what you've got to offer. They're not going to tell you to go away. They're going to want to hear what you've got to say. And you want to hear what they've got to say and how you can meet that need. Rather than just guess because you've seen another agency that's doing really well, then you think, oh, I want to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But you've got to think, is there room for another type of agency that's like that one that you want to be like? Why not be unique? Why not be small? Like when I started my care homes in Nottingham, 3-bedded care home. People laughed at me. They thought, you're not going to do that. There's no way you can do it. And I've got the house. I did it up. I turned it into a care home for the elderly, which was a home from home approach. Guess what? As soon as I was registered with Nottingham County Council, for example, in the UK, I was full the next day. And you know why? Because I built a community. I spoke with social services. I spoke with people in the community. I spoke with relatives. I spoke with people that were elderly. Literally. And guess what? I was full the next day of being registered. How amazing is that? And I did the same with the other property. So I know that community works. Community building works. And now you've even got AI to help you with your marketing, to help you to grow, to help you with your newsletter, to help you with sending letters out en masse to these organizations. And you've got YouTube. You can build your community here on YouTube as well as going to see people. So when you go to see people, you tell them about your YouTube channel and that you're going to be doing regular training, or you could even invite some of them as guests. What's it like to be a carer, for example? Why not start a community that specializes in, say, dementia, for example, or Alzheimer's, or mental health, for example? Find out what your community needs. Then you can set up a podcast. That's another video, by the way. You can set up a podcast, or you can do your YouTube here. And even now, YouTube, not even now, they always have done, but YouTube have got a podcast where you can actually do a podcast on here. So you can grow your community without spending loads of money, for example. But yes, you do have to put effort in. You really do. But it's so worth it. It really is. And like I said, when I was doing my care home, for example, many years ago, I've been in healthcare for 35 years, and I went out, I met the community, I met the GP surgery, I talked to the elderly in the community. I also spoke to their relatives. I spoke with the GPs. I even spoke with the stores. I spoke with the Age Concern, MenCap, Citizens Advice. I spoke with all of those organizations, day centers for the elderly, for example. I just visited everyone. Lawyers, accountants, estate agents, because even estate agents meet people because there's a bungalow maybe, and it's going up for sale because maybe they can't live in that property anymore. So go out and meet your community, and you will know what the need is in the community. I'd love to know your thoughts about, would you like to build your own community? Don't worry, I'm going to be doing some training on this. You'll see there's a playlist here called Community, as well as DEI, for example. But if you can just take that time to just think and stop, instead of running round, just stop for a moment. If you're a care provider, stop and think. Have you gone to see your community? Have you visited your community in this capacity? Do they know who you are? Do they know you and what you can offer them? Because the community, they're the ones with the voice. They're the ones that will use your services. They're the ones that will recommend you to someone that they know that needs your help. And that's what you want. You want to be focused on community for 2025. And why do I say that? Because we seem to have lost our communication with one another due to COVID, whatever reason, for example, which was a very strong reason why we kind of got disconnected. It just seems as if we're disconnected. And yes, we've got AI, we're relying on computer, we're relying on technology to do all of this for us, which is good. It enhances what we can do as human beings, but there's nothing better than also going out to meet people. Meet who they are. Introduce yourself. Give them a handshake and say, hi, my name is, and I have just set up a care agency, or I've got a care home in the area here. I'd love for you to come and see it. Or you book the hall, the village hall, for example. Or you go into a care home for the elderly, for example. There's lots of different things you can do. And you can really build your business that way. It is a great marketing tool. And that's why I've talked about this today, about you building a community. Like I said, get your leaflets done, get your presentation packs ready, and start booking appointments, i.e., when I say appointments, I mean booking halls, village halls, once a month. They'll probably let you have it for free because it's the community. You just have to arrange the teas and the biscuits and possibly pay for that. Or the village hall provides it, and they may charge you, say, £25 or something like that, dollars. Because the community needs that as well. The community halls need that. So I want you to really get your notepad and paper out, and I want you to write a list of your community. Who's in your community? Do you know? Is it majority elderly? Is it majority adults, learning disability? Is it children's services? Is it aftercare? For example, what is the need where you are? Where is it that you can be of help and serve your community, your local community? You don't have to go far. You just got to get out and meet them. And then every month you book somewhere, but you also, in between that month, you're going and seeing all the different places where they go to, and meet them and talk with them and build relationships up with them. And I don't mean that you straight away say, oh, can I provide you with care? No, you just go in there just to talk and get to know who they are in your community. And that is how you build your business and do community building. And you can use AI with the tools for the newsletter. Can't beat that. A newsletter being done and you've handed it to the centers, the day centers, the doctor's surgeries. There's lots of places you can hand them out. Even the supermarkets. You go and visit places. I remember one time I was at a supermarket and there was an elderly lady in front of me, and she brought her food, but she didn't have, when they added it up at the end, she was like £20 short. And she was like, oh, I'm going to have to put this stuff back. I said, no. I said, it's all right. I said, I'll pay the £20 for you, for example. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. She was in tears. And she was like, I lost my husband. And she was like really upset. So I said to her, I said, what, are you seeing anyone, to help you to cope with the grief? And she listened to me whilst I was helping her putting her stuff in her bag at the supermarket. I referred her to an organisation, and guess what happened? Obviously I gave her my number as well if she needed any help, and I didn't do that with a view for me to provide services. I didn't say, oh, I've got a care agency. I didn't even mention it. I just gave her my number. And she called me. And then I managed to get a care package from her, and she came in to my care home. So this is what I'm saying. Meet your community, because you will grow. Your business will grow that way. And I know it seems like you got to get out from your office. Seems like hard work, but it's not. You'll feel good for doing it, and you'll feel like you're part of your community, of where you want to serve. So I hope that was helpful for you tonight, and thank you so much for being here today. And I also want to say thank you for your comments. Diddy, you said it's lovely to be here. Thank you so much. And I can also see Marcel as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think it's such an amazing thing for 2025. If you can do this, you're going to stand out in the crowd. You will be different. You won't be like the other agencies. And guess what will happen? You will get to meet your social services. You will get to meet your integrated care boards if you're in the UK. If you're in America, you'll get to meet your government organisations, social workers that will be wanting to give you work, because you'll be in the forefront of their mind, because you are a community builder. You got a care business, but you also want to be a part of the community, right? So this is the best way to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a training in the afternoon as well, and I'm going to be talking about some of the extra tools that you can use for community building, because if you haven't done this yet, you need to start planning and doing it, because it does work. It really does. because like I said, we've got too dependent on this technology that we need to start going out and meeting people again in the community that need our help, our services. Even if you're doing shopping for someone that is possibly struggling to get out, see how you can help. Because when you go to these community centers, for example, you may get to hear about someone who's struggling, but you don't straight away do this because you want to charge them. You do it for free. You build a relationship up. So think about all the different ways that you can build a relationship up in the community. There's the shops that people go into to buy their food. You can speak with the shop owner and let them know what it is that you do, and that you're possibly having this event once a month and it is for the elderly. Can I put a sign up? And they'll let you have the sign, possibly in a really strong place that can be seen. So do think about this type of strategy, because you're in business to look at all the different strategies that you can use to build your business. And I think it's really important. This is one of the ones that has been forgotten, and we need to bring it back. Bring it back so that we can grow together in the community. So I hope that you've all enjoyed what I've had to say. Do listen again if you've just joined us now. For example, I am going to be going live shortly as well, probably in about 20 minutes. Because the next live that I'm doing in about 20 minutes is about diversity, inclusion, for example, and equality. I think it's important for me to talk about this in the next live that I'm doing in about 20 minutes, for example. So it is on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, if you subscribe, then you'll get notifications of when I'm going live. But also, if you have enjoyed what I've said today, if you could like, that would be great. What I'd love for you to do is to join me in my next live, which is in about 20 minutes as well, for example, because I think it is an important subject that needs to be discussed as well. Whether you're wherever you are in the world, for example, it is something that we need to be mindful of and to talk about it as well. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here today. I've really enjoyed speaking to you. And for those of you that's just come in, if you could watch the this video, for example, some really good golden nuggets, I believe, has been talked about here today. And also I am going live, like I said again, in about 15-20 minutes, where I'm talking about the DEI, for example, because I think it's an important subject that I need to talk to you about. For those of you that are interested in hearing about what it is and why, and because there's a lot of talk about this at the moment, so I want to be able to talk about a few things that some people aren't aware of, for example, and they just are getting things wrong. And I want to try and make it so that we've got a better understanding about things as well. So if you're able to join me on the next live tonight, then please do, and I would love to see you there. Well, see the numbers there, should I say. But thank you so much for being here today, everyone, and I really have enjoyed talking to you today about building a care business community whereby you are helping your community by serving them and helping them and building a relationship up with them. You can use AI, like I said, the tools and the YouTube for growth. It is remarkable. You've got like so many big opportunities now. It was a lot different many years ago. But you know what? That many years ago was amazing. So I can't really say that it was, harder. I think by meeting people, that was a good feeling as well, rather than just being stuck behind a desk, phone, computer. Going out meeting people is just as strong marketing as picking a phone up. All right, so thank you everyone, and join me for the next live shortly. I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Have a blessed day. The live is going to be in about 20 minutes, like I said, and I hope that you'll be able to join me on the next live. And I look forward to you growing your community and getting to know who your community is and growing your business through your community. Try it. It works. I did it. I did it in 1994. Sounds a long time ago, doesn't it? 1994 I started doing it and it worked. The community is strong. That's the best way. All right, so thank you everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope you'll be able to join me soon in the next live. Thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you. God bless everyone. Join me for the next live in 20 minutes. I'd love to see you there. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye.